Hey Julia, it's Monday. It's actually Sunday. It is Sunday. I didn't have anything interesting happen to me this weekend because I did homework the entire weekend. So I don't have any story to tell you. So I'm gonna tell you a story that I am familiar with. I'm gonna give you some background first before we start the story because you know how bad I am at telling stories. So there's this king. His name is Xerxes. Xerxes. His name is Xerxes. He rules over lots and lots of people. There's this woman named Esther, and she has like a foster dad, sort of, whose name is Mordecai. Esther ends up marrying King Xerxes and becomes Queen Esther, but forgets to tell Xerxes that she's Jewish. Which I would think that would be a really big, point in their relationship, but I guess because she's really beautiful, Xerxes is like, I don't care. King Xerxes has this right-hand man. His name is Haman. King Xerxes loves him enough and thinks that he's honorable enough that he tells everyone in the kingdom to bow down to Haman. But Mordecai will not bow down to Haman because Mordecai is also Jewish. Since Mordecai won't bow down to Haman gets really pissed off. Instead of brushing it off his shoulder, he goes to Xerxes and is like, we should kill all of the Jews because this one Jewish guy won't bow down to me. Because that's rational. So Xerxes, not thinking anything of killing an entire community of people, goes, yeah, sure, Haman, go kill all of them. That sounds like a great idea. I'm a king! But going back even further, Mordecai had saved Xerxes from being assassinated one time, and that's very important. You should keep that in mind for the future of this story. Okay, so background over. Esther, being Jewish, is like, I don't think I'm okay with all of my people being killed. I should probably tell the king that I'm Jewish. Esther goes to the king's chamber and is like, King, I have a request for you. And the king is like, whatever you want, sweetheart, I'll give you up to half of my kingdom. Instead of, telling him at this point, she's like, I want a feast. At this banquet, you would think that Esther would be like, so this guy, Haman, who's sitting right here, not a good guy. Or, at least reveal that she's Jewish, maybe hint at it. So instead of Esther telling Xerxes that she's Jewish and Haman wants to kill all of her people, she just says, hey, Xerxes, now that we're at this banquet, I want another banquet tomorrow night. What is wrong with you, Esther? So after this banquet of fun and laughter and eating, Haman is going on his way home, and he sees Mordecai sitting at the king's gate, and is like, I hate you. But literally, he's like, I'm filled with so much wrath. Haman goes back to his family and his wife and all of his friends, and just talks about how much the king loves him, and how much he hates Mordecai. So his wife is like, why don't you make a 75-foot pole to impale Mordecai on? Doesn't that seem a little excessive? So back with King Xerxes. King Xerxes lying in bed and he can't sleep, maybe because he hears the hammering of Haman's giant steak that he's making. So he calls all of his young men to the chamber with him. Yeah, that's what it says. And King Xerxes demands that they read him the chronicles of his kingdom. By chance, the young men read him the account of Mordecai saving his life. Coincidence? I think not! King Xerxes is like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that Mordecai saved my life. Has he been honored? And all the young men are like, nope, not at all. You haven't honored him at all. Xerxes is like, oh, okay. Let me ask Haman how to do this. Xerxes calls in Haman and is like, so what should I do to honor the man who I delight in the most? Haman, thinking that it's him, goes, oh, you should probably, give him your robes and your crown and put him on a high horse and parade him around the town and have your highest men of honor tell everyone in the town how much you love him and how great he is. and all of these beautiful, wonderful things that you're probably going to bestow on me because you delight in me the most, right? 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 Instead of Xerxes going, that's a great idea, I'm gonna do that to you right now, he goes, that's a great idea, go get Mordecai. I can just see Haman's expression right now. Probably went from to say what? So what Xerxes tells Haman to do, go take his robes and his crown and go put them on Mordecai and then put Mordecai on the king's horse and then parade the king's horse around town. Haman has to do this to his mortal enemy, but it gets worse from there. After Haman is subjected to this, Esther has his second banquet. This time, I guess Esther decides that it's the correct time to speak up. So once again, the king tells her, whatever you want, darling, you can have. Esther says, by the way, I'm Jewish, and he's trying to kill all my people. You done gone made a boo-boo, honey boo-boo. So Haman is probably really terrified right now. Probably some awkward silences at the dinner table. Haman's probably like, crap. Xerxes, being kind of confused about this, decides to go wander his gardens and stuff. While he's gone, though, Haman falls at the feet of Esther and is like, don't kill me, don't let him kill me. And it says that he's falling onto the couch that Esther is on. Seemed like a pretty awkward time for Xerxes to walk back in, which he does. So Xerxes walks back in on Haman falling all over his wife. And Xerxes like, you're trying to molest my wife in my castle. Ooh. If it couldn't get any more ironic, a messenger comes back in and says, oh, by the way, Haman's stake that he built to kill Mordecai on is finished. By the way, I just wanted to remind you that Mordecai saved your life. Xerxes, who is kind of pissed off right now, was like, just kill Haman. So, Haman got put on the stake, and he died. After all of that. I thought it was funny, okay? I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. Christian irony. So I just wanted to tell you that story, Julia, because I thought it was kind of funny and ironic. Bye, Julia. I love you, and I'm too lazy to get new friends. Hey, look! You texted me. And just like, back and forth. Why is this turning into interpretive dancing again?